In the current scenario, where the search for understanding and meaning intensifies, we are constantly impelled to decipher the signs that manifest around us. It is in this context of deep reflection that the extraordinary narrative of the Marian apparitions of Garabandal emerges, a phenomenon that marked the 20th century and whose messages resonate with impressive clarity in our days. Between the years 1961 and 1965, the Virgin Mary communicated with 4 young seers, transmitting revelations that align directly with the challenges and hopes of the present. Among these prophecies, one in particular stands out for its imminent realization, a supernatural event that promises to redefine our perception of existence and the universe. Although the miracle of Garabandal has a specific date, to be revealed by Conchita 8 days in advance, the warning, in turn, will manifest suddenly, like a lightning flash in the sky. However, its arrival will not be devoid of precursors. We are about to unveil new indications that precede the warning, with special attention to one that has already become visible. Furthermore, we will seek to dispel the uncertainties and unfounded fears that, over time, have accumulated around this transcendental event. If the relevance of these topics captivates you, we invite you to join us on this journey of discovery. A simple gesture of support, like a like, can amplify our message, reaching an even wider audience. Your contribution is invaluable. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. The disciples' inquiry to Jesus about the timing of his return and the signs that would precede it reveals an intrinsic curiosity of human nature. It is noteworthy that Jesus, instead of repressing such a question, chose to offer a series of precise indicators: conflicts and rumors of conflicts, food shortages, earthquakes, the emergence of false prophets and messiahs who will lead many astray, and the cooling of love in many hearts. He also emphasized the global dissemination of the gospel as a precursor. The parable of the fig tree then illustrates the proximity of these events. Look at the fig tree. When its branches become tender and its leaves sprout, you know that summer is near. In the same way, when you see all these things, know that he is at the gates. Jesus made it clear that the exact day and hour remain unknown, but he stressed the importance of discerning the times. This perspective equally applies to the illumination of conscience, an event in which every individual on earth will have a clear vision of their soul, just as God sees it. We are not given to know the precise moment, but we are invited to recognize the signs of its approach. The direct testimonies of the Garabandal seers provide us with crucial information about the nature of the warning, as well as about the signs that will precede its manifestation. Conchita Gonzalez, in an interview dated January 1, 1965, assured that the warning will not result in direct deaths. If there are fatalities, these will be due to the emotional intensity of the event, and not the warning itself. In February 1977, she reiterated that the experience will be similar to an agony, but without the outcome of death. However, the possibility of succumbing to fear or the profound impression of confronting our own spiritual reality cannot be ruled out. Mari Lowley, in turn, revealed that the duration of the warning will be brief, but its perception will be of a prolonged time, as time itself will seem to freeze. On June 27, 1965, she detailed that, during the warning, everything will stop, including aircraft in mid-flight, for a few moments. The Virgin Mary, in an apparition, specified that the warning would last only a few minutes, but the intensity of the spiritual pain would make this brief period seem like an eternity. In this moment of deep introspection, prayer assumes a fundamental role, begging God that those who have not yet experienced his love may convert, saving not only their souls, but positively influencing the destiny of humanity. We invite you to join us in a collective prayer in the comments. Lord, save us from evil. Amen. An intriguing aspect of the warning lies in its very name. Conchita revealed in 1965 that the Virgin had communicated to her the exact name of the event, a word that exists in the dictionary and begins with the letter F. However, in a later interview in December 1984, Conchita confirmed that she had never disclosed the name, feeling that she should not do so. On September 14, 1965, Conchita emphasized the universality of the event. The warning will be visible everywhere and felt by everyone, believers and non-believers, in all nations. In a subsequent video interview, she added that the warning will be a great sign and a grace, and everyone, including non-believers, will experience the fear of God. The most extraordinary aspect of the warning will be its dual nature, manifesting both externally and internally. Conchita, in a 1980 interview, described the external effect as a gigantic cosmic event, similar to the collision of two stars in the sky, with a great brightness, but without noise. The internal effect, in turn, will be even deeper. Each person will have a clear vision of their own sins and the impact these have on the heart of Jesus. It will be like a second Pentecost, a moment of purification in which we will clearly see the state of our conscience and feel the purifying action of a burning flame. Now, we turn our attention to the signs that will precede this extraordinary event. Mari Loli, the only seer who knew the year of the warning, provided crucial indications about the scenario in which it will manifest. In an interview in October 1982, she explained that, before the warning, communism will seem to have dominated the world, making religious practice extremely challenging. Priests will find it difficult to celebrate Mass, and the faithful will have obstacles to accessing churches. In relation to the precursor signs, much was speculated about a pope's trip to Moscow as a possible indicator. According to the German writer Albert Weber, Conchita would have revealed to him, on November 14, 1965, that a pre-warning would be a pope's trip to Moscow and that, after his return to the Vatican, hostilities would erupt in various parts of Europe. However, it is fundamental to emphasize that this information was never publicly confirmed by Conchita. Nevertheless, there is a particular sign that has been confirmed and has already materialized. Mother Maria Nieves Garcia, superior of the college where Conchita studied, confirmed that the Virgin Mary stated that the warning would be preceded by a synod. The superior reported that, upon hearing about this sign, Conchita's aunt thought it referred to the Vatican Council. But Conchita was emphatic in specifying that the Virgin had spoken specifically of a synod. For a 12-year-old girl, without specific formal education, knowing and correctly using this technical ecclesiastical term was remarkable. This sign acquires particular importance when we connect it to another revelation given to Conchita. In an interview in February 1977, the seer revealed that the Virgin had told her that, after the death of Pope John XXIII, there would be 4 popes and then the end of times. However, one of these popes would not be counted, as his pontificate would be very brief. Following this prophecy, after John XXIII, we had Paul VI, John Paul I, whose pontificate lasted only 33 days, John Paul II, and Benedict XVI. The Synod on Synodality, held according to the prophecy during the end of times, could therefore be precisely the synod to which the Virgin Mary referred. Confirming the imminence of the warning, a revelation from Mary Jane Even, a professor at the University of Nebraska who, since 1973, has received locutions from the Virgin Mary and Jesus, brings new perspectives. On January 7, 1997, the seer received a detailed description of the 7 signs that will precede this extraordinary event, and it is undeniable that some of them are already underway. The first sign will be of spectacular magnitude. A large white cross will appear in the heavens. It will not be an ephemeral phenomenon, but will remain visible 24 hours a day for an entire week before the warning. Its dimensions will be so grand that they will leave everyone amazed. The second sign will impact the animal kingdom. Birds, squirrels, rabbits, and other small wild animals will abruptly disappear. This mysterious absence will persist for many months. The third sign will shake the structures of the Church. News that the Holy Father has abandoned the Vatican will spread, leading to the election of a new pope and, due to war conditions in Italy and Rome, to the transfer of the Holy See to Jerusalem. The fourth sign will be of a deeply spiritual nature. People will begin to internally feel the influence of their sins, and extraordinary supernatural manifestations will occur, with visions of evil spirits, angels, and saints. The fifth sign will affect the global economy. A major stock market crash and widespread financial panic. The sixth sign will be the intensification of international tensions, with constant news of wars and threats of retaliation. Finally, the seventh sign will have cosmic dimensions. Global attention will be captured by the approach of a celestial body, generating intense discussions about its dimensions and the possible consequences of its impact on Earth. Before concluding, it is crucial to remember, according to Conchita's words, that the warning is intended to prepare us for the miracle. A notable episode corroborates this statement. Father Luis Andre, a devotee of the Garabandal apparitions, on August 9, 1961, after accompanying the seers to the place of ecstasy, suddenly exclaimed, "Miracle!" He had a vision of the future miracle and, overcome with emotion, passed away that same night. God, in His infinite mercy, sends us the warning precisely to enable us to bear the magnitude of what is to come. From the revelations received by Father Michel Rodrigue, we know that 42 days after the warning, we will be called to divine refuges. The Virgin Mary, in a message transmitted to Selema Gomez, severely warns us about a mistake we are making in relation to our preparation for the time of refuge. It is imperative that we reflect on these words and adjust our conduct, seeking true understanding and the necessary spiritual preparation for the approaching events. Thank you for watching this video. Leave your like and subscribe to the Living Hope channel on YouTube. Activate notifications by clicking on the bell to receive other publications.